Petrushevych, the head of the West Galicia Ukrainian Republic, left. Where did he go? He crossed the Zbruch River to the nearby town of Kamianets-Polilskyi because the beleaguered Ukrainian National Republic under Petliura was forced out by the Bolsheviks and the Whites, and that's where he is, at the far end. And that's where they meet. Here in Kamianets-Polilskyi, the West Ukrainian National Republic, that is the Galicians, and the Ukrainian National Republic, the Dnieper Ukrainians, had now a chance to test their proclaimed unity by trying to cooperate politically and militarily. The degree of their failure to cooperate could not have been any greater than it was. Well, why? Petliura, the head of the Ukrainian National Republic in the east, favored an alliance with Poland. Of course, the Galicians were just brutally defeated by them. Well, why did Petliura want an alliance with Poland? His goal was to dislodge the Bolsheviks and also the White Russians, the anti-Bolsheviks, who were advancing from the east. For his part, Petrushevych, of course, would have nothing to do with the Poles. And some of his supporters, Petrushevich supporters, even favored an alliance with one of Petliura's arch-enemies, the White Russian General Denikin that we spoke about last time. Now, besides these major differences, the Galicians were generally reluctant to cooperate with their eastern brethren. Why? Well, because they felt, and perhaps rightly so, that Galicia was the most developed region of Ukraine in terms of national consciousness, and most important at the time, military strength. They had an effective army, a disciplined army, the Galician Ukrainian army. And so the old Piedmont theory, which we spoke about in the 19th century, comes from the Italian experience. You build up one area of a proposed country, make it strong, and then you add on to it other parts of your claimed territory. And so Galicia was considered a Piedmont for a future Ukrainian state. And so this theory, still prevalent in the minds of Galicians, namely that Galicia should be made first strong as an independent Ukrainian state, and then after which other Ukrainian lands would follow their lead. And still, as well as all of these other factors, the Galicians continue to maintain and have faith in the Allied powers and in the peace conference, which they felt would give them their justly deserved national rights. Now, of course, the Allied powers just authorized the Poles to occupy Galicia, but it was an occupation. They were representing the Allied powers. The actual legal status of Galicia was not yet determined. And so the Galician Ukrainians felt that, okay, we'll wait. We'll get our justice from the Allies. Little did they realize, however, that the political maneuvering, which they were used to, brought them some success in pre-war Austria. Well, that kind of activity meant nothing in 1918, 1919, a time when only military strength and diplomatic leverage in the West carried any weight. And on both counts, military strength and diplomatic influence, the Galicians, and for that matter, all Ukrainians, were sorely wanting. And so these are some of the reasons for the complete failure of cooperation between the West Ukrainian National Republic and the Ukrainian National Republic in the east. By the end of the year 1919, both had lost. Petliura, the head of the Ukrainian National Republic in the east, fled to Poland to prepare for one last attempt to confront, with Polish help, the Bolsheviks, and that was the short-lived war in 1920. Petrushevych, on the other hand, he fled to Vienna in order to carry on what proved to be a vain diplomatic struggle in Western and Eastern European capitals on behalf of what was now his Polish-occupied homeland.